There's two ways to figure out 32% of 400 is what? We have the proportion way, and we have the equation way. I know most of you are proportion followers, but here we go. So to find the answer, we have 32/100ths, that's our percent, equals part to whole. And in this case, we're looking for the part, and we know the whole is 400. Okay, and then when you cross multiply, we get 1028, sorry about that, comma, and we divide both sides by 100, and we get x is 128. So therefore we would say that 32% of 400 equals 128. Now we can check this in our calculator, just do 0.32 times 400 and see if it equals 128. Equation way is actually very short. X is our part, and we just say that the part is 32% of the whole, which is 400. We simply do x equals 0.32 times 400, and you put that into your calculator and you get the same answer. X is 128. So both ways, whichever way you choose to do it, you get 128. Now in number 2, the percent is missing. So we know that what percent, if we do proportion, we're going to say what over 100 equals is part of whole. So we've got 60 and we have 3. I'm going to the P and our W. Now we simply do 60x equals 3 times 100, divide both sides by 60, and we get x equals 5. Now that means the 5 is already over 100, therefore 5% of 60 equals 3. Let's see if we get the same answer on an equation. X is our percent, so we're going to get a decimal for that. So we say what percent of 60 is 3? 60x equals 3. Divide both sides by 60. Calculator gives us 0.05. Now that's the decimal, and 0.05 equals 5% because you move the decimal point over 2 places. All right, next question. 60 is 12% of what? It's the whole that's missing. So we say 12% equals of what? So the whole is missing. That's our x. And 60 is our part. And so now we have 12 times x equals 6,000. We divide both sides by 12, and we get x equals 500. If we do the equation method, 60 equals 12% of what? Divide both sides by 0.12, because that's the decimal for 12%, and we get 500 equals x. Therefore, 60 is 12% of 500. And we can also check, double check that. All right, second page. Okay, number 4, we have a missing whole because it's of what? So it's a whole that's missing. 22.5% is 45 over what? That's our part, that's our whole. Then we get 22.5x equals 4,500. We divide both sides by 22.5, So lucky we get to use a calculator here. X equals 200. So we should get the same answer equation way. Sorry, 25% of X equals 45. So we do 0.25X equals 45. And we divide both sides by 0.25. Handy dandy calculator again. We get 200. So the answer, therefore, 22.5% of 200 is 45. All right, now we have an easy one. Percent of change equals change divided by original. Or you could say percent of increase is new minus original over original. Or you could say the percent of decrease is original minus new over original. Okay, now we're looking for percent of change, and we're supposed to show proportion, equations, label, everything. So for number 6, we're finding the percent of change. It's a percent of decrease. So I'm going to say what percent is the original minus the new divided by the original. So X over 100 equals 26 over 50. 50x equals 2600. Divide by 50, and we get X is 52. If you wanted to use an equation to get that answer, you would say that the change is what percent of original. These are harder to do equation, but I know some of you like that. So I would say that 50 minus 24 equals X times 50. That'll give us 26 equals 50X. Divide by 50, you get 0.52 equals X. Therefore, 52%. So both ways we get a 52% decrease. All right, now we'll go to number 7. And this is we're going from 425 to 510, remembering that 425 is the original, that's the start. This is a percent of increase. What percent is, let's see, I forgot to up here label the change. I used my little delta and original. Okay, now in this case, the change is not 425 minus 510. It's 510 minus 425. That's our change. And the original is 425. This time it's the smaller number. Okay, now we have X over 100 equals 85 over 425. We get 425X equals 8,500. Divide both by 425. And we get X is 20. Equation, 85 is what percent of 425, because that's our change. So we got 85 equals 425x. Again, keep dividing, our good equation work. And we get 0.20 equals x. Therefore, the percent of increase is 20%. So it's a 20% increase. Okay, I am going to stop videoing, and the next video will just show the answers to number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.